The movie begins with estranged brothers, Justin and Aaron, whose stagnant lives are shaken by a mysterious package containing a videotape from Camp Arcadia, their childhood camp. This camp holds special significance. It's the place Justin once pulled them away from, believing it to be a UFO death cult. The tape brings back memories. Justin recalls dark rituals, while Aaron remembers warmth, friendship, and a sense of belonging. Aaron, tired of their monotonous lives, becomes nostalgic for the camp's simpler times. Therapy sessions reveal their contrasting perspectives. Justin feels guilty, thinking he saved Aaron, while Aaron silently resents Justin's controlling nature but refuses to confront him. Eventually, Aaron convinces Justin to return to Camp Arcadia for closure. On their journey, Justin warns of the cult-like behavior they fled, but Aaron dismisses it as exaggeration. Tensions rise as Aaron questions Justin's true reasons for agreeing to the trip. Their journey takes a strange turn when they stop at the field where their mother died. Aaron notices an odd painting on a rock, but Justin recognizes it as something they created as children. As the paths ahead seem to shift mysteriously, Justin grows unsettled, though Aaron dismisses it. At Camp Arcadia, Hal, the charismatic leader, greets them, alongside old campmates Tim, Anna, and Shane, and a newcomer, Lizzie. Justin becomes uneasy when he notices the campers haven't aged, but Aaron attributes this to the camp's healthy lifestyle. That night, Justin discovers a cryptic post-it note warning them to stay quiet. While exploring, he encounters unsettling sights: an overly precise archery practice, Hal loading homemade beer, and the same angry man stalking the grounds. Around the bonfire, Justin distances himself, prompting Hal to invite him for a private drink. In Hal's cabin, Justin finds an unfinished equation but receives evasive answers. Meanwhile, Aaron reconnects with Anna, clouding his judgment with nostalgia. Slowly, the brothers realize that nothing at Camp Arcadia is as it seems. The eerie atmosphere at Camp Arcadia thickens as Shane performs an inexplicable magic trick. Tossing an old baseball into the air, it vanishes, only to reappear when he guides Justin's hand to catch it mid-flight. Perplexed, Justin brushes it off, chalking it up as another camp oddity. Later, Hal gathers everyone for the traditional camp game, the struggle, a symbolic tug-of-war representing their battle for growth and connection with a higher power. Taking the first turn, Hal pulls the rope, but its other end rises into the sky, defying logic. Skeptical, Justin assumes Dave is behind some trick. Aaron steps up but struggles on his first attempt. Undeterred, he ties the rope around his torso, pulls with determination, and wins amidst cheers. Justin, reluctantly encouraged by Aaron, takes his turn, but as he pulls, the rope jerks violently, throwing him to the ground and leaving a gash on his hand. The cheers falter, and while Dave's unsettling grin persists, it's clear he isn't manipulating the rope. Lizzie tends to Justin's wound and shares a strange story about a gun enthusiast she once cared for. Hal apologizes for the incident, but his piercing gaze unsettles Justin, who walks away. Aaron convinces him to stay another day for target practice, though Justin remains uneasy. That night, the brothers spot Tim smoking near a locked cabin. Tim dismisses their questions, claiming it holds rowing equipment. Back in their cabin, they find a cryptic post-it note: "Please, be quiet." Unsettled, they remove it. Justin later confronts Aaron about his connection with Anna, who had always been drawn to him. Aaron wonders if they're meant to be, but Justin remains doubtful. The next day, target practice brings more oddities. While Aaron hits his mark, Justin's bullet inexplicably falls short, dented as though it hit something invisible. Shaken, the brothers head to the lake to fish before splitting up. Justin encounters the angry man again, but he vanishes, leaving only a shoe and blood. In a field, a storage container shifts unnaturally, and a gust scatters Polaroids. As Justin picks one up, a tree crashes nearby. Meanwhile, an antique clock rewinds its second hand, an ominous sign that time itself is unraveling at Camp Arcadia. As night falls over Camp Arcadia, Lizzie captivates the group with her voice during karaoke night. Behind Justin, a post-it appears, pleading for quiet. Frustrated, Justin pulls Hal aside, showing him a Polaroid of a buoy he found earlier. He expresses his unease, comparing the invisible presence he senses to childhood fears he once dismissed. The conversation turns surreal as they notice two moons glowing in the sky. Hal interprets this as a sign of truth and warns that a third moon will mark ascension. He urges Justin to visit the buoy with Aaron, suggesting it might provide answers to his doubts. Later, Aaron charms the group with a song and accepts recreational substances from Anna. Justin stumbles upon Lizzie, who is sketching a scene from her story: a man armed with a gun engulfed in flames. He wanders further and encounters a woman crying alone by the campfire. Meanwhile, Anna shows Aaron a strange shimmering distortion in the air, reflecting the surrounding landscape like a mirror. When Aaron mentions the videotape that brought them to the camp, Anna denies sending it, insisting she'd never risk exposing the camp. Her sudden shift in conversation unsettles Aaron. Back at the camp, Justin speaks with the crying woman, Jennifer. She reveals she's behind the quiet notes, frustrated by the noise. She isn't part of the group but is searching for her missing husband, who vanished near the camp. Her sorrow deepens as she shares how the search has separated her from her son, now living with her parents. The next morning, following Hal's advice, Justin takes Aaron fishing. Aaron views the camp as a sanctuary and expresses a desire to stay permanently. Justin, however, points to Jennifer's misery as a reminder of the camp's darker undertones. Their conversation halts when Justin spots the buoy from the Polaroid. Diving into the lake, he retrieves a metal box and surfaces, visibly shaken, warning Aaron of something lurking below. On shore, they open the box and find a tape inside. Its contents horrify Justin, solidifying his resolve to leave. Aaron protests but reluctantly agrees, requesting a chance to say goodbye. At dinner, Lizzie gives Justin a drawing of a shadowy beast. Hal proposes playing the retrieved tape as a farewell gesture, claiming it's the entity's way of communicating. The tape reveals a humiliating parody video of young Justin and Aaron mocking the camp as a cult, embarrassing both brothers. Outraged, Justin insists they leave, but Hal claims the tape is an act of forgiveness. Aaron learns Justin fabricated his negative stories about the camp. Angrily confronting his brother, Aaron hears Justin admit he lied to protect them, sensing danger as a child. Hal accuses Justin of seeking control, forcing him to confront his insecurities as the brothers prepare for a final reckoning. Hal's frustration boils over as he confronts Justin, accusing him of tarnishing the camp's reputation. He points out the irony that Justin, who once saved their lives in the crash that killed their mother, is now jeopardizing the camp by spreading rumors of it being a dangerous cult. Hal claims this stigma has isolated them from the outside world. In response, Justin argues that the camp offers false hope, as evidenced by Jennifer's desperation. He insists that leaving is their only option. Aaron, however, refuses to leave, sparking a heated argument. Justin lashes out at Hal, who challenges him to leave alone if he's so sure. Defeated, Justin storms off, leaving Aaron behind. At his car, Justin discovers it won't start and decides to walk instead. Along the way, he encounters strange rocky markers blocking his path. Turning back, he spots a snake that disappears just as quickly. Nearby, he notices a cabin that seems to have appeared out of nowhere. Inside, he finds a man hanging from the ceiling. Before he can react, another man, identical to the first, appears. The second man, Carl, reprimands Justin for entering the cabin and reveals the horrifying truth. The area is trapped in a time loop controlled by a malevolent entity. Inhabitants are forced to relive their tragic deaths to reset the cycle, and those who refuse are brutally punished. Carl warns Justin to escape before the loop resets or he'll be trapped forever. However, Justin is determined to save Aaron first. Carl agrees to help, explaining that while the trapped cannot cross the markers without resetting, Justin, as an outsider, can. He gives Justin a compass and tells him to trust it over his senses. Carl also instructs him to retrieve a gun from Chris, another trapped individual, and laments his own fate of being unable to dream or sleep, eternally stuck in the loop. Back at the camp, Aaron awakens to a disturbing sight, a flock of birds flying in circles and dropping Polaroid photos. One photo shows Aaron near a trailer. Hal theorizes that the entity is revealing its perspective and urges Aaron to follow the trail, warning him to find Justin before the third moon fully rises. As Aaron follows the trail, he crosses a loop marker and looks back to see Anna, though neither can see the other clearly, reinforcing the strange boundaries of the loops. Guided by the compass, Justin reaches Chris's house, where he meets Chris and Mike. Mike has handcuffed Chris in an effort to help him overcome his addiction. Mike retrieves a hard drive with a video showing alternate versions of Mike and Chris attempting to escape the loop, only to be gruesomely killed. Despite the grim warning, Chris urges Justin to leave while he still can. Meanwhile, Aaron finds an old tent marked with a clock. Inside, eerie music and screams echo. He watches a man repeatedly rising from a chair, only to be violently reset to the same position. The man notices Aaron and warns him to leave before he's trapped in the same fate. Aaron freezes in fear as a man inside a nearby tent charges at him. Before the man can reach Aaron, he suddenly explodes into a grotesque mess. Terrified, Aaron flees the scene, desperate to escape. Meanwhile, at Chris's house, Mike allows Justin to take weapons from the basement. As they talk, Mike confesses his desire to break free from the endless loop, mentioning his wife and child. Justin realizes Mike is Jennifer's missing husband, but decides not to tell him, understanding that they are trapped in separate loops. As Justin leaves, Mike drenches the house in gasoline and sets it on fire. Justin realizes too late that Carl's map was left inside. In an instant, the house resets. Chris is once again calmly sitting on the porch, and Mike reappears as if nothing happened. With the third moon nearly full, Justin uses a compass to navigate his way back to Carl's house, encountering a snarling cougar on the way, which eventually retreats. Meanwhile, Aaron finds himself in another loop near a trailer and reunites with Justin. They explore the trailer, discovering a note from the owner, but assume no one is home. As they leave, a projector activates, displaying footage of them departing. The projector then rises into the sky, revealing numerous loops scattered across the area. As night falls, the brothers discover strange statues before returning to Camp Arcadia, where the camp is holding a feast. They retrieve Carl's map and discuss their plans. Aaron expresses his desire to stay in the loop, preferring its simplicity to the uncertainty of the outside world. Although hesitant, Justin respects Aaron's choice. Elsewhere, Carl retrieves the gun Justin left behind and fires it into the void before turning it on himself, resetting his loop. Back at camp, Justin and Aaron witness Jennifer riding away on a bicycle, while Tim opens a mysterious cabin. Inside, they find tapes, records, and a central TV. The TV powers on, showing the brothers' experiences at the camp from the entity's perspective, culminating in footage of the camp around a bonfire. A rope then suddenly drops into the group. Aaron rushes to the bonfire, but it is empty, with only clothes left behind, evidence of the reset. Justin reassures him that the group will return during the next cycle. The brothers reflect on their choices and their bond. Justin decides to stay, unwilling to leave Aaron behind. This act of solidarity prompts Aaron to reconsider. He chooses to leave, and as the camp resets, they rush to their car. When it won't start, they push it downhill, racing against time. As they descend, Aaron grabs the wheel, breaking free from Justin's control. The brothers reconcile, vowing to treat each other as equals. The car crosses the boundary just as the reset consumes Camp Arcadia. In daylight, the car reappears outside the loop, and the brothers drive away, finally free. Did you enjoy the movie recap? Which movie do you want us to explain in our next video? Write in the comments section. See you in the next video.